Welcome back, students. Master's Plan in the building with our Dean Count Xivius. It is time for us to analyze another Prismatic Cup tournament. This time we are going to focus on the London's Finest tournament that took place last week. And we are going to cover two of the 5 players that tied with a 6-1 in this tournament. We are going to cover first HotPoket, and then we are going to cover JBGWinsen matches. So are you excited about this, Dean?
Yeah, definitely. We've always wanted to watch HotPoket, and JBJ has always been a really, really good player. So let's see.
We have on screen here the team that HotPoket was running for this tournament. So in the blue spot, you have Tangrowth, Nicemon having access to Rock Slide and to Power Whip. We have Charizard in the red spot, Hypno in the yellow-white spot. We have Munchlax for the slot 4, Intmonchan, and Magnezone for the last spot. Any thoughts on HotPoket's team?
It is a pretty solid team. Let's say he doesn't really have 100% counter for Talonflame, but all his Pokemon have something or the other that they can do against Talonflame. So that's interesting.
Yeah, exactly. And Magnezone is winning actually the one shield against Talonflame if you bet correctly. And I'm really liking this Magnezone pick, and we will see watching JBG team after that they are sharing the same pick. So maybe something to dig a bit into if you are still struggling finding the right balance in your team. So first game here for the first round, HotPoket against Hatch, 2390. And we have a Talonflame on the opposing team. Any thoughts on the opposing team?
Well, for me, the biggest problem in the opposing team is Flygon, because HotPoket doesn't really have a 100% answer to it. Could be used as a safe swap. That could be a big problem for HotPoket.
Yeah, especially if he's running Stone Age.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's find out how Pocket decided to play this first game, leading with the Charizard into Shiftry. That's a very good lead here. It's going to be able to farm a lot of energy, and the opponent is staying in.
I'm surprised the opponent is staying in, but I guess this is going to be a foul play, and Charizard is not exactly the bulkiest of mons, so it definitely needs to shield the foul play, and now going for the Dragon Claw of its own, which does not take out the Shiftry, and immediate swap into Hypno, but the Hypno is going to be met with one of the biggest walls it has in the game, and that's your Munchlax.
Yeah, exactly. And that's going to be interesting as well for HotPoket, because he's going to be able to find out part of the moveset of the Hypno. We saw the Thunder Punch coming right now, and now the HotPoket is going to farm a lot of energy.
Yeah, what is also interesting right about now is that he can definitely tank this move. We also know that the Shiftry has already been seen by HotPoket, so as long as he gets the Shiftry out of the way, his Hypno at the back can pretty much clean up everything else.
Yeah, here Ache decided to shield to keep switch advantage.
It's interesting though, because I think HotPoket should have wanted to have the switch, but let's see how he plays around. It's also interesting to note that this is a wing attack Charizard, so this matchup against Talonflame is a bit better than the Fire Spin one.
Yeah, and indeed, you called it right. This Talonflame in the back, and HotPoket going straight for the Blast Burn here.
Yeah. Even though this is resisted, it will do quite a bit of damage because Charizard has a monstrous attack stat.
Exactly, and here let's see, likely going to be a Flame Charge. So HotPoket tanked it and able to throw the Dragon Claw here. It's going to be some nice chip damage.
Yep, definitely. And I think the Talonflame is one away from its next move. Oh, and was this an overtap? Oh, who was an overtap by the Talonflame?
Could be, it could be an overtap, but anyway, HotPoket still had one shield, so it was basically GG for him. And as well, knowing that now the opposing Hypno is running Thunder Punch and Shadow Ball, that's very valuable information. Let's switch to game 2 to see if they did a bit better. And it's Talonflame into Munchlax in the lead.
Yeah, this is let's say a neutral matchup in the sense that as long as you throw in your 15th turn, you should be able to CMP type for the Brave Bird, and the Talonflame definitely has to Flame Charge and then Brave Bird you for the win. So as a Munchlax, I still think the benefit of the doubt goes to the Munchlax in this matchup, especially because it is definitely going to get to what is it called, the Body Slams before Talonflame gets to the Brave Birds.
Yeah, let's see if he Brave Birds here or if he goes Flame Charge. Oh, that's very nice because now it's a double boosted Talonflame, and yeah, and HotPoket needs definitely to shield this move. It's the Brave Bird.
This is nice because now this Charizard has plenty of energy, and all the Pokemon that has cannot deal with Charizard with a lot of energy because this Drifloon is bulky, but basically it's a ball of HP. It has no defense. It has a very low defensive stat, and this Blast Point just shredded a
totally wrecked. And here HotPoket can definitely shield the Icy Wind and farm down, and it's the Shiftry in the back. So it's still going to be tricky here, going for the bait.
Yeah, and I think as a Shiftry, you definitely want to shield this because if it's a bad Blast Burn, you lose. But since he has a Tangrowth at the back, this is also a fairly bulky mon. With Rock Slide hitting for neutral, it is going to do quite a bit of damage when this Rock Slide lands.
Exactly, and if it doesn't KO the Shiftry, it will force the Shiftry to throw energy, and that's going to be a GG. Exactly, it's a full CMP, I will assume, because I think that Shiftry must win the CMP here, but then just farming down the two mons and throwing this Dragon Claw to seal the deal.
Yeah, definitely. Though I don't think it was a false CMP. I think Shiftry finished its move one turn after, maybe.
Okay, so it's time to move to game 2. So against HotPoket, against Jeffs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Thoughts on the team, Abby? Seeing that he's running as well the Charizard and a Probopass.
Well, honestly, looking at the teams is very, very similar. Is the only main difference that I can see is that the blue spot loses. HotPoket's blue spot wins against Jesp's blue spot, and the last slot also wins against Jesp's last slot. It's going to be really interesting because Probe does have quite a bit of decent matchups against HotPoket. So let's see how both of them try to play around this.
I'm looking forward to Tangrowth because I do think that Tangrowth has a lot of positive matchups against the opposing team. I think it can beat Charizard, can beat obviously Quagsire, and is tanky enough to be a very decent safe swap against Jeff's team. Let's find out. And we have a Munchlax into a shiny Hitmonchan for the lead.
Yeah, I don't know why he swapped out there because in the Zero Shield scenario, it's fairly close. Now we can find out what moveset Hitmonchan is running. And it's an Ice Punch, it would have done quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, and because the Hitmonchan stayed in the matchup, it was quite obvious it will be an Ice Punch, and now just answering with the Hypno. And as you can see, Tangrowth is pretty spammy and tanky.
Yeah, and not shielding that could prove costly because maybe if HotPoket wants to have switch, he can just shield here and then farm the Hypno down. Ooh, but it's a Thunder Punch.
Oh, and it's a simultaneous KO. Very interesting. And HotPoket has his own Hitmonchan here in the back. So yeah, he's going to mirror with the Hitmonchan, and HotPoket is running Ice Punch and Thunder Punch.
Yeah, I expect him to shield and farm down this Hitmonchan because that's his only. Oh wow, throwing energy here, which is going to be interesting.
And just revealing the other moveset, and in the back it's a Munchlax with 2 shields. And HotPoket firing this Thunder Punch.
Definitely. It was shielded and then going immediately into the mirror, trying to whittle down as much HP from the Munchlax as possible. That's basically the goal here, because it still has a shield advantage, and I think the play here is body slam it till it has to shield once and then counter down with Hitmonchan.
Yeah, definitely makes sense to try to force him, and of course as well to try to force him to throw energy so that his energy dry. And for Jesp, the key here will be to take out the Munchlax, keep one shield, and have some residual energy to take out the HotPoket Hitmonchan.
Exactly, but as you can see, his Munchlax is already in the red, and I'm not sure if he has enough energy for a body slam. So here comes the body slam. This is not going to kill the Munchlax, and the Munchlax is.
And that's an aggressive swap in here.
Yeah, and HotPoket has a body slam stored, and he's going to throw it right about now, and this is going to take out this Munchlax. Very well played.
Very nicely played by HotPoket. Really overcoming a very bad lead. And let's move to game 2, and it's a Hypno Mirror here. Going to be let's find out how both players are decided to do that, and HotPoket succeed to sneak a confusion in and tanking the Shadow Ball.
Yeah, definitely. The Shadow Ball does quite a bit of damage. He is not baiting, he's going straight for the Shadow Ball himself, knowing very well that he is having a considerable amount of energy lead, and this Thunder Punch is going to knock out this Hypno if unshielded. Yeah,
no shield, and coming with the Munchlax to gain some energy advantage here and farming all the way down the Hypno. And now he's coming back with the Hitmonchan, and will he shield the body slam? No shield on the body slam.
Yeah, I think that was a play. Basically, he needs to try to get this Munchlax out of the way because he has a Tank Growth at the back, and he definitely needs to. Oh wow, it's a Hitmonchan mirror, but HotPoket has a little bit energy advantage. And at this point, what he wants to do is tank everything on this Tank Growth and then try to put this Hitmonchan in a range where he can counter it down, basically.
Yeah, going for the Rock Slide, and even if it's not very effective on the Hitmonchan, likely going to draw a shield here.
Yeah, it's going to be a race to who kills who first. 2 shields will be committed on both sides, maybe. And there comes the second shield on the Tank Growth. This Ice Punch has been shielded, and at this point, Tank Growth can definitely try to farm down the Hitmonchan.
Yeah, likely going to see a shield, and now the question is, will he reach a charge move? And he reaches a charge move, but that's even better for HotPoket because he's 1 away to a move. Oh, that's a very nice swap to catch the move, but even though 1 counter is enough to KO. Very well played again by HotPoket, playing around perfectly. Okay, next round for HotPoket, it's against PCF52, running a Nidoqueen and a Sneasel, and the Sun is sharing. That's some spice here, Dean.
Yeah, definitely. That's a lot of spice. Nidoqueen is a pretty interesting pick because she does do well against Tank Growth, has like Earth Power and also Stone Edge's coverage. Pretty much neutral against most of HotPoket's team except for the Hypno. So I would like to see how PCF plays around with Nidoqueen. I also see that Crustle has quite a bit of play against HotPoket's team too. It's just a lot of spam, I think. If the Crustle is running Fury Cutter, then there's going to be a lot of spam in this team.
Yeah, and the Cherim could be a very interesting pick. Obviously, he's going to run Weather Ball, but which second charge move it's going to run could be a Dazzling Gleam, could be a Hyper Beam, could be a Solar Beam. So I'm really curious to see if we will see the Cherim into action, because he has like I think some decent matchups against HotPoket's team.
Yeah, definitely.
and we see a Munchlax into a Sneasel. So I'll say that even if the leaks are resisted, Sneasel is such a Glassymon that it's going to be, let's say, a neutral matchup.
Yeah, definitely. Weavile does, as Spring said, does resist moves, but Lick adds up, and these body slams do quite a lot of damage. Unfortunately, the Sneasel is running Ice Shard, so it's going to charge up a little bit slower than if it had Snarl.
Yeah.
So yeah, this unless he's shielding now, this Munchlax is going to take out this Sneasel.
He's shielding the body slam, and now can we expect, I think, another Ice Punch? And HotPoket decides to take shield advantage and to lose switch, coming here with the Tangrowth and farming down. Here comes the Nidoqueen, and this is going to be a new, very interesting matchup because this Power Whip, if it connects, is going to do a lot of damage to the Nidoqueen.
Yeah, definitely. It is going to be neutral though, so Nidoqueen can tank this, and this is actually pretty interesting. Oh my god. Pelipper with a shield disadvantage against Hitmonchan is not good news for the Pelipper, because that Thunder Punch comes in really, really fast, and he has the shield.
Yeah, exactly. And he's already almost at 2 year HotPoket. He's going to throw the Thunder Punch, likely going to grab a shield. Oh, no shield.
Oh no. Oh my god, that immediately takes out the Pelipper, and choosing to reveal the second move on the Hitmonchan, which is going to be the Ice Punch. And this is going to do super effective damage to the Nidoqueen.
Oh, CMP tying here, and I assume he's going to let go the here. Oh, he's shielding to counter down. Makes sense as well to counter down the Nidoqueen.
Yeah, there was no reason to take a risk there. Just finish off the Nidoqueen with the counters. Game 1 HotPoket.
Yeah, but let's move to game 2, and very good lead for HotPoket here with the Tangrowth onto the Pelipper.
Yeah, the Tangrowth definitely outpaces the Pelipper to the rock slides. So, and the Pelipper can afford not to shield one, and ideally, in the 2 shields, Pelipper does win this matchup, but it's going to be still very, very close either way.
Yeah,
depending on
very nice timing of the charge move by PCF 52 here, throwing just before HotPoket reaching a second rock slide, and the catch, beautiful catch on the Cherrim.
That is a very, very nice catch. Now the Cherrim is unfortunately going to be switch locked up against the Charizard.
Yep, and it's a Razor Leaf Cherrim, so that's going to be free farm. Yeah, let's see if HotPoket decides to shield. Nope, and it's a very good call, the Weather Ball. Yeah. And now Charizard. Yep.
Oh, what's interesting is that the Pelipper does have Weather Ball stored, so he would have had to commit a shield either ways. And yeah, in comes the Pelipper throwing the Weather Ball and Charizard shielding.
Yeah, and now HotPoket's Charizard going for the Blast Burn for the kill, shield by the Pelipper. Ooh.
He must really like his Pelipper, which is understandable considering what is at the back. But the Charizard does have it onto shield, so it doesn't matter.
Ooh, and it's again a very nice catch on the Escavalier to catch the Dragon Claw. But honestly, I don't think it's going to change because the swapping into the Hitmonchan here.
Yeah, even though Escavalier takes neutral damage from these counters, it adds up mostly because Hitmonchan has really good attack stat, and Escavalier is very glassy for the Great League. Oh, almost taking out the Hitmonchan here. This could be really close.
Exactly, yeah. HotPoket decides to undercharge here. And it's a simultaneous KO.
No man, does the Pelipper have energy? It's all going to come down to that. Oh my god.
Yeah. And reaching the Dragon Claw here to win this game. Very nicely played.
Very well played. Really close game. Very well played.
And that was very interesting to see that he undercharged on the Hitmonchan to avoid being farmed by the Pelipper and giving a win con to the opponent. So that's very smart play from HotPoket.
Yep, that undercharge definitely did a lot of work for HotPoket there. All right, we are done with our 3 matches. We wanted to showcase some of HotPocket's games. So now we will go and look at how JBGWinsen decides to play this Prismatic Cup format.
And we have the team of JBG on screen now, Dean. So it's Quagsire, Blaziken, Hypno, Munchlax, Noctowl, and Magnezone. Any thoughts on the team?
Well, it has 2 Pokemon that I really, really like in the meta, and Noctowl and Blaziken, because not a lot of people are picking Blaziken, but Blaziken does do very well in the meta. I think only real threat to Blaziken is Talonflame and Hypno, and even Talonflame you can hit back with your, if you have Stone Edge. So I think Blaziken is a very, very good pick, because it does beat all the fighters. It also beats all the Lick Boys convincingly. And you know, mostly the thing with Blaziken is nobody wants to tank a charge move from a Blaziken.
Yeah, exactly. What is striking to me, it's exactly that. I mean, this team is a very good combination of bulky mods with Hypno, Noctowl, and Munchlax, and what I call nuke mons with 3 other mons that have access to nukes that you want to shield them. I mean, you want to shield the White Charge, you want to shield the Stone Edge or the Blast Burn from the Blaziken, and you want to shield the Earthquake if he's running Earthquake, of course.
Definitely. Let's go ahead and see how these guys play out the matchups.
And it's against ZephyMastyx. So running Lantern, Talonflame, Hypno, Flygon, Piloswine, which is spicy, and Ferrothorn. So overall, I'll say a very meta team with Piloswine as spice.
Yeah, definitely a very meta team. And what I can see is that Munchlax can be a relatively good safe swap into this team. Doesn't really have quite a lot of answers to the Munchlax. So I would definitely expect JBG to bring Munchlax in the game. Let's see how he decides to play this game out.
Yep. And we have a Munchlax indeed in the lead against the Flygon. So it's going to be it can be interesting already to know for JBG which moveset the Flygon is running, if it's a Stone Edge or a Earth Power.
Yep, definitely. But considering the Flygon is taking this much, oh my god, that Body Slam did a lot of damage. Flygon is spammy. Flygon does quite a lot of damage, and it definitely takes more damage from you.
And it's a Stone Edge.
Well, Munchlax is really bulky. It can definitely tank a Stone Edge and a Dragon Claw to still be able to throw another Body Slam at this Flygon. If the Flygon doesn't commit a shield, the Munchlax is going to win this game, win this matchup.
And he decides to throw. I think he could have farmed down here, but not taking the risk to ensure he has switch.
All right, will this be a Blaziken farm down? Definitely going to be a Blaziken farm down, and that is always dangerous.
Yeah, and as you were saying, it's going to be rough. And even this Lantern, if he doesn't shield the Stone Edge, and he has only 1 shield left, remember.
This is going to do about 70% of Lantern's HP, and he shields it. But the good thing is the Blaziken did start out with an energy lead, and if it manages to shield this Thunderbolt, it's going to get to the next Stone Edge before this Lantern is going to get to another Thunderbolt.
Yeah, this is going to hurt, but that was a very interesting catch here on the Ferrothorn to catch the charge move.
Oh my god, I didn't even notice that. What a catch. This is definitely still in a bad place, because at this point, the Blaziken can afford to farm this down and then throw whatever Stone Edge or whatever he wants to throw at the Lantern.
That was an amazing showcase of what you were just saying before on how devastating can be Blaziken in this meta if it has some energy advantage, because if even against like a Lantern, it can do tons of damage.
Definitely.
Game 2 here, and this time ZephyMastyx has a very good lead with the Hypno into the Blaziken. One counter for JBG, and he goes to the mirror.
Very well played there. What he did was he took a counter, he threw a counter and then caught the damage of the confusion onto his Hypno. But tanking the Shadow Ball from the opposition Hypno. This is not looking great, but the play here would be to do as much damage to this Ferrothorn as possible and farm down with the Blaziken. Hypno does very well against the Blaziken, but Hypno does not like to get hit by the charge moves of Blaziken.
Yeah, obviously. And here, nice farm by ZephyMastyx and JBG revealing the moveset of his Hypno. And we can assume, I assume we are going to see a farm down again with the Blaziken. No shield.
Yep, very smart not shielding there, because this Blaziken has almost no play against Hypno. So the goal right about now is to try and get to that Blaze Kick or just swap in the Munchlax, because as I told you before, ZephyMastyx does not have any straightforward answer to the Munchlax. So this Munchlax is probably going to win against Zephyx by just pushing the 2-shield advantage there.
Yeah, exactly. I guess that was the strategy here for JBG in this game, to rely on the Munchlax as a closer, knowing that the Munchlax could basically take out almost everything on the opposing team if he had a shield advantage or energy advantage.
Yeah. This is still going to be a really, really close game. The Munchlax should try to be in a position to lick the Flagon down. In comes the next Dragonclaw, and choosing not to shield. Now probably trying to really go for the lick down. Oh man,
swapping aggressively to take down the last shield here. It's going to be rough here.
Yeah, I don't think the Munchlax has quite a bit of HP to tank this confusion.
And he decides to let it go, knowing that it was that this game was already a loss. Okay, final game here then. Let's find out, and it's again Blaziken into a Lantern this time.
Yeah, this is still a good matchup for Blaziken, because in the end Blaziken does do quite a bit of damage. And as long as the Blaziken can force one shield on the Lantern, it can definitely.
What a play! Landing the Stone Age and swapping to catch the Thunderbolt on the Munchlax, and here come the Ferrothorn.
This is still going to be really interesting. I think he's predicting the fact that Zephyx might be running the same team as game 1. So it's still going to be really close. Probably wanting to throw this bulldoze, come with the Blaziken and farm down the Ferrothorn.
Exactly, that makes sense. Actually, it might reach a body slam. It does, and even if it's resisted, that's still going to be some nice chip damage here.
Yeah,
and now he's one counter away.
It's also very smart from the opponent, and knowing that the Ferrothorn can't do much against the Blaziken, so he just let it go, so that the Blaziken does not get as much farm as you would like to expect.
It is a Flygon in the back, and
this is going to hurt.
And shielding correctly the Stone Edge right now, and now he can just confusion down.
Yeah, I think at this point he just can double shield and not throw any moves and confusion down the Flygon. And also, I think the Lantern is one confusion away from one or two confusions away from dying. So it's going to be rough for ZephyMastyx right about now.
Yeah, exactly. Because this power whip, even if it does some nice damage, it's not going to be enough. And remember, the lantern in the back is energy dry, so ZephyMastyx here losing with his 2 shields. Very nicely played by JBG, taking the win here.
Yep, very well played.
And the next game, it's against Itai 333. So a famous name for those who are used to follow the channel. And we have some spies on Itai's side. I'm seeing a Grey Ninja, I'm seeing a Sea King. So it's very interesting. Any thoughts on the team?
Well, I do like the Sea King pick and also the Dragonite pick. They do really, really well in the meta. But I would like to see what function the Greninja has in his team. It does hit like a truck, but it also takes damages like a truck. So
yeah, it is indeed in the Great League a super squishy mon, because you will think that, for example, it has an amazing matchup against the Hypno, but in reality it's a much more closer game that it should be.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see how they both decide to play at this match.
Yeah, and we have a Hypno Mirror in the lead, and Itai swapping to Dragonite. And Dragonite is very interesting in this meta because of the resistance of the dragons. Here resisting fire, grass, and water in a meta where most of those mons are here. And oof, the Ice Punch KOs.
Oh man, I think he was expecting a Thunder Punch from the Hypno, but ooh, this is interesting. Coming in with the Greninja, possibly trying to do a lot of farm a little bit and then take out the Hypno.
Night Slash, taking down the Hypno, and ooh, but JBG has the answer with the Magnezone.
Yeah. I think this is still going to be relatively close because the Greninja does do quite a bit of damage, and Night Slashes do add up on the Magnezone.
Yeah, exactly. And you're going for the mirror shot, it's blocked, and even like that, those spark are doing some nice chip damage to the Greninja. And this time, no shield on the mirror shot.
Yeah, and the attack did fall, so this Night Slash is going to do a little less damage than what it should have. But we know that JBG knows that Itai has a Hypno at the back, so he is sitting in the driver's seat with a Munchlax at the back and 2 shields and 1 shield remaining.
Yeah, and correctly shielding the Wild Charger, and now swapping to the Munchlax. And at this stage, he can just basically lick down. Throw this body slam and have a body slam ready to KO the Greninja in the back.
Yeah, definitely. Shield, you would expect a shield here and then lick down.
Yeah, trying to swap aggressively Itai into the Greninja, but it's not going to be unfortunately enough to win this game. Game 2. This time we have one of those leads that you like, a Noctowl into a Hypno, and aggressively swapping to the Magnezone.
Yeah, and it makes sense that you try to swap into the Magnezone against Itai because he really does not have a solid answer to the Magnezone. With a Fire Punch, okay, he suddenly now has a very good answer to the Magnezone.
Yep, exactly. And JBG going for the bait, and it's called perfectly by Itai, but the attack dropped, and now he's going for the Wild Charge, correctly shielded.
Oh, man, at this point, he might end up with a shield deficit if he wants to get through this. This Fire Punch is going to do a lot of damage if unshielded, but I think that he will outpace it to the next.
It's shielded, and now will Itai come into his last shield? He doesn't. And coming with the Greninja, and now here comes the Noctowl. And interestingly, the Noctowl is running Nightshade.
Oh man, this is still going to be really, really close because even though the Dragonite has a very good matchup against the Noctowl, Noctowl is still a very, very bulky mon, and Dragonite is not. What's also worse is that the Greninja does not have a head start in energy, so the counters from Blaziken is going to prove very, very costly in the long run.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, going for the Hurricane here.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think that was a smart move because the Dragonclaw at that range would not have been able to kill the Noctowl. And whatever comes in here is going to farm this Dragonite down, and this Greninja is going to take a wild charge.
Yeah, and this wild charge should kill 3 or 4 Greninjas.
Yeah, definitely. Oh man, that is rough. Very well played there.
Yeah, showing a very good show of how Magnezone could be a very good pick in this meta, JBG.
Yep, definitely.
Let's move to the next round here, and it's against Sandodou. So a familiar face for us, and Sandodou is running Rainy Castform, Blaziken, Hypno, Flygon, Noctowl, and Ferrothorn. Any thoughts on the team? There is your baby Rainy Castform on the team, so you should cheer for Sandodou.
Yeah, well, definitely. Rainy Castform does have quite a bit of good matchups against JBG's teams. Only real bad matchups is the Magnezone. It does lose to Hypno on the one shot that the Hypno does have Thunder Punch, but yeah, it's still going to be pretty close. I also see that there is Noctowl, and yeah, I think it's pretty evenly matched, both of their teams. Only real weakness I see on Sandodou's team is that he's running Flygon, and Flygon does not have a lot of play against JBG's team except for against the Magnezone.
Yep, but if he's running Stone Edge, it could have some play. I guess against, for example, the Noctowl. So that's always a question mark. I mean, here. In this cup with Flygon. And same with Ferrothorn, that could be running Thunder or Mirror Shot or even Flash Cannon. So it's always, let's say, it's part of the mind games. We'll see. Let's move to the game, and we have a Hypno onto a Rainy Castform. So I'll say it's going to be a neutral matchup here because JBG is not carrying Thunder Punch.
Yeah, definitely. I think Thunder Punch would have made this match really close, but now JBJ will be forced to bait. And if the Rainy Castform does not shield this, then the Rainy Castform can try to pick up this one. Oh, he gets the bait.
Yeah, he gets the bait, but he decides to let go this Weather Ball, who is going to do some nice damage, and now going for the Shadow Ball.
Yeah, definitely, and this Shadow Ball is going to take out the Rainy Castform.
Yeah, and at this stage, JBG is in a very good spot, having lead and shield advantage.
Yeah, specifically, if you give the shield advantage to a Pokemon like Munchlax, it's already bulky by default, and if you give it also a shield advantage, then it will definitely do quite a lot of damage.
Yeah. And Sandodou revealing that he's carrying Earth Power, baiting correctly this time with the Dragon Claw and grabbing a shield from the Munchlax.
Yeah, very smart play there, landing the Earthquake and then baiting with the Dragon Claw. At this point, is it still neutral?
Yeah, but remember that JBG's Noctowl is carrying Nightshade.
Yeah, but I think at this... Sky Attack is a little bit more energy efficient than a Nightshade, and I think the plan here would be to try to put this Hypno as low as possible so that the Munchlax can come in and then farm it down.
Yep, shielding here, and let's see if Sandodou decides to commit his last shield on the Sky Attack. He does.
He does, and at this point he should be trying to farm down this Noctowl, but it's always risky. Oh, and very nice catch.
Yeah, amazing catch. And ooh, this is going to be very, very rough. And this Dragon Claw is going to take out, but now it can just farm down and having a Sky Attack ready to throw at the Hypno. Very close game and very well played by JBG.
Yep, definitely very, very well played there. Identifying his win con and forcing his opponent to make mistakes so that he can win. That's very, very well played by JBG.
Yep. Next,
Ooh.
This is not where you want to see the Munchlax.
No, one of the biggest walls of Munchlax in this meta is Noctowl. With its normal typing and bulk, it can definitely tank body slams for days and do quite a bit of damage back.
Yeah, and resisting those leaks thanks to the normal typing. And JBG swapping into the Hypno and Sandodou answering with the Ferrothorn, which is resisting the confusion. Yeah,
this is a very in the one shields. I think Ferrothorn does pick up this matchup. Power Whip is neutral and also has stab, so it does quite a bit of damage. Both of Hypno's moves do not have stab, so if he decides to shield here, he comes out very, very in a very advantageous position.
And I think it's a very good read as well from Sandodou. Now that he knows the moveset of the Hypno, he knows that it's a much more favorable matchup for him.
Yeah, definitely. Now we have to see whether he will commit a shield or not.
Oh, and it's a long farm down here.
Oh man, that Ferrothorn has a lot of advantage. But this is one of the reasons why you run a Noctowl is that, yes, it has energy advantage, but you can always soak it on the Noctowl. Or you can soak it on the Munchlax.
He's running Flash Cannon.
Ooh, that's spice. That is stab, and that's going to do a lot of damage to the Munchlax.
Yeah. And now we have the Noctowl mirror, but JBG add some energy advantage here. And some HP advantage.
Yeah, exactly. And a shield advantage too. So this is still going to be, let's say, pretty close Noctowl versus Noctowl. But if you have a shield advantage as a Noctowl, you seldom lose these kind of scenarios. Oh, going for the Psychic there.
Yep, and it's the Flygon in the back. And now this Noctowl has almost 2 Sky Attacks ready to throw at the Flygon, shielding the first one. And if we remember, the Sandodou's Flygon has Earth power, so he's not going to be able to do a ton of damage and will rely on the Dragon Claw. Ooh, and swapping. Ooh. This is going to be still a close game here. Ooh, if it's a Flash Cannon. Oh, it's only a Power Whip. And that's
man, that is
very
close.
Yeah.
This guy will take it. Oh my God! No, that was TMP.
Ooh. That was an amazing end of game from Sandodou here. Really, really well played with the finishing with the Dragon Claw, the Noctowl.
Yeah, very, very close and very, very well played. Especially coming back from such a disadvantageous match.
Okay, last and decisive game, and we have a Munchlax into a Ferrothorn, and JBG swaps directly into the Noctowl. Here, knowing now that the Noctowl is not carrying Thunder.
The Ferrothorn is not carrying Thunder, but this Flash Cannon is still going to do damage to the Noctowl.
Yeah, exactly. And JBG CMP tying here to throw the Sky Attack, and now Sandodou decides to swap into the Rainy Cast form. Yeah, and very good timing on Sandodou's part, throwing the Weather Ball just before JBG reaching the Sky Attack, and JBG decided to commit a shield, and now the Rainicast form was able to farm down a bit more energy, coming back with the Munchlax to soak this energy from the Rainicast form, tanking this Weather Ball, and we know, and coming directly aggressively with the Hypno to tank another Weather Ball here. Yeah, shielding the Ice Punch, but now the question is, will the Flygon be able to bait? And he baits with the Dragon Claw, but ooh, CMP here, or at least maybe an overtap, and this Earth Power, ooh, is almost killing the Hypno that survived with barely 2 or 3 HP, landing the Ice Punch and directly swapping into the Ferrothorn. And it's going to be a race because the Munchlax needs to land the Bulldoze to win this game. This Power Whip is going to put the Munchlax into the red. And the Bulldoze, will it be enough? Yes, it is enough to KO the Ferrothorn. And now we just have, unfortunately for Sandodou, a Rainicast form with a few HP in the back.
Definitely. The Rainicast put in a lot of.
Yeah, that's how basically Stadasta and HotPoket, V-Tenacity, Big Green 7 and JBG tied. We showcased some of their best matchup throughout the tournament. So I really do hope it will help you to build, if you are still struggling, to build a Prismatic team of 6, and that it will bring you success in the remaining cups throughout this month. So don't forget to like the content, to subscribe to the channel, and to comment as well. It's always helping us to grow.